Good morning, Sainters, and welcome to the second last Saints TV weekly for the year. Now, I know, hold back the tears. I know it's devastating news, but there's still a lot to talk about. This week, there's been a lot of news. Like looking through the Saints website and what we get to talk about today, there's been a lot of news. So we're not going to waste any more time in the intro. Put those tears away, save them for next week with the last episode of the year. And for this one, we're going to get through a lot of this news. So let's get straight into it. So as we know, last week, on Monday, a week ago, training started. Full training. So everyone was back. First to 4 year players had a couple of weeks before that, but officially everyone was back. And as is kind of the routine every year, the 3K, the time trials, they did that. I believe they split them up into a couple of groups, which is a bit different. Usually I think it's just the one group. And no surprise to see in the first group, Mason Wood took the cake, clocked the 3Ks in under the 10-minute mark, which is excellent. Wind Hager was close behind him. Brad Hill, Dan Butler and Ryan Burns also overall finished, I think, alongside Wood in that 10-minute range, which is excellent. You know, to see Sharman as well in the second group win that group ahead of Jack Higgins, two players that you don't really think are some of the best, you know, sort of endurance runners that we've got at the team. To see them both do a good run was great. Overall, they were still quite, you know, well down in the pecking order of overall running time, but nonetheless, they both ran really well and look set for a big year, particularly Sharman, and we'll talk about why in a couple of minutes. And by a couple of minutes, I legitimately mean right now. As we all know, Max King is set to miss a bit of the start of the 2023 season. He's injured his shoulder. He's going to have basically shoulder reconstruction surgery. I think he already has had that midweek last week. And Jeff Walsh came out and basically said that, you know, suffice to say that he will not be playing until the season is well underway next year, which is pretty devastating news. But that also opens up a lot of opportunities for players like Sharman, Jack Hayes, Tim Membry to go play forward. These sort of guys, Max Heath maybe to debut a bit earlier, Isaac Keeler, who knows? There's opportunities for everyone, and from what I've heard within the club, it's very much an open playing field. They're not going to narrow it down to just the senior boys. If Isaac Keeler trains the house down, he's a chance. If Max Heath trains the house down, he's a chance. So it's good to see that it's an open position, and if you're good enough and you train hard enough and you impress, you're a chance. The club also announced the 150th anniversary games. This has kind of been a much anticipated game. There were rumours about it being focused around playing Collingwood, obviously the one team, the only team that we've beaten on grand final day in 1966. But that's not happening, and I'll talk about why in a little bit. But we are playing Essendon in round 3, Saturday night, April 1st, at 7:25 p.m. Home game at the MCG, which is exciting. I am slightly worried about the Guernsey clash with, you know, the fact that they've got a lot of red and black. We've got a lot of red and black and white. I'm hoping it's not going to look too bad on the telecast, but nonetheless, a home game at the MCG is always very much welcomed. And I believe the club have launched a couple of free membership offerings that get us, you know, get Saints access to that game exclusively. So if you want to become a member and get access to this game, there is a special membership where you can do that. So that's on the Saints website if you want to secure that ticket. But it's great, you know, it's great that we've got a game that we can celebrate our 150th anniversary. And it's a game that you'd think that we would want to go in favourites and get the win, because we haven't been very good in milestone games, celebration games, any type of important game. We haven't been good in the last couple of years, so we definitely want to get the chocolates against the Bombers in our 150th game at the MCG. And speaking of not playing the Pies, we will be playing the Pies, but not in that game, obviously. But we'll be playing them in the Gather round in 2023 in Adelaide, at Adelaide Oval, on the Sunday, 16th of April at 4:50 p.m. So the last game of the round, following Geelong West Coast earlier in that day. So as everyone knows, it's a whole round in Adelaide. We've got the last game of that round. And Saints members can access for free, which is great. And then I think it's just standard prices for everyone else. As long as we beat Collingwood, I honestly don't care where we play them, whether it's Adelaide or Melbourne. But this will be the first time in 127 years, I believe, that we will be playing Collingwood, but not in Victoria. So hopefully we get the 4 points. On top of the preseason news, players did receive their new numbers, which is exciting. Obviously, Matthias Filippo wanted number 2. Didn't get it just yet, which I like. We're kind of making him earn it. But he got number 25, which is great. The new numbers here. Mitch Owens moved to 10. Jack Hayes moved to 18. Zane Cordy received number 21. Obviously, Filippo, 25. James Van Ez, 31, which I love. Ollie Houghton, 39. Isaac Keeler, 40. And Angus McLennan, 41. The rest of the playing list have all kept the same Guernsey numbers. And number 2 is still open. Number 14 is still open. Number 24 is still open. And obviously the rest have been taken up. So those are the new player numbers for 2023. And on top of that, the fixture dropped. It was leaked. I did a leak video, so that's up on the channel. So if you want a full sort of breakdown, dissection of the fixture, go to that video after this. But I'll just mention that the fixture did drop. I think it was on the Saturday night. The club posted a really cool Star Wars video to kind of announce it, which was amazing. Really good work there from the social media team. But just to summarize what I talked about in the video, it's a nice fixture. I think it's close to the best fixture of any team this year, particularly the first 11 weeks. We only really play Collingwood, who were top 4 this year, and I don't think anyone else we played was top 4. Fremantle, Dogs, Essendon, Gold Coast, Collingwood, Carlton, Port, North, Adelaide, GWS, Hawthorn, and then the bye. All very winnable. Second half of the year, as we know, more difficult, but the first half definitely very favourable, and that means that we can hopefully get a few wins on the board while Max King is recovering, and then after the bye, he's back. We play some tough games, and we get King back, so I think it works out perfectly. But yeah, full video on that. Click away after this video, and you can watch my thoughts on the fixture in full. And lucky last, before we get into some question time, the Clash Guernsey was dropped yesterday. I didn't do a video on this, but I was out and about. Checked on Facebook, saw it dropped, and it looks pretty good. To be honest, I think the short sleeve looks a lot better than the long sleeve. And I'm a long sleeve fan. Just something about the long sleeve I don't know, but the short sleeve I like a lot. It's not too different to, I guess, some of the Clash Guernseys that we've played in previous years, but I think it's nice. It would have been good to see a bit more variety. I mean, this is kind of what I was expecting, but I thought maybe there might be something a bit different about it with our 150th year, but it's really just the 150th logo that's on it. Obviously, the sponsor logo is pretty prominent, but apart from that, I think it's pretty simple, pretty nice. I might likely to purchase one, but yeah, nothing absolutely amazing. It's just a really nice Clash Guernsey, so don't mind it at all. We're flying through this. There's a lot of news, but we're doing a good job. This one's from Oliver, who takes the Sinclair-like step up next year. Oh, that's a tricky one. I am going to go with Cooper Sharman. I think because of King being out, I think Sharman's going to get first dibs at full forward, and I think he's going to impress. Zach's asking about Sydney Stack. That's a bit of news there. And obviously, we've got a couple of other boys training with us this year in Liam Stocker, Josh Ira, I think is how you pronounce it. So there's a couple of boys there that have played at previous clubs. Obviously, Josh was at Essendon, not offered a new contract. Liam Stocker delisted from Carlton. They're training with the club at the moment. And Sydney Stack's another one that's been linked to us. So nice segue into that information. What do I think of Sydney Stack maybe being picked up? I think it'd be nice. I think it'd be good depth, good X factor, but I wouldn't pin my hopes on him if we got him, if you know what I mean. It would just be, oh, that's nice. Hopefully he pulls his head in and he can deliver some good footy, because we know that his best is absolutely breathtaking, but he obviously doesn't deliver it more than once or twice a year. But yeah, I'd give him a chance if it didn't cost too much, I suppose. Aiden's asking, what's your ideal lineup for 2023? Well, funny ask, Aiden, because this week, hopefully, I'll be filming my sort of best, lineup for round 1 video. Obviously, Max King's in my best overall lineup, but I'm going to be doing it for round 1, which obviously means no King. And that video hopefully will be out in the next week or two, so keep an eye out for that. And lucky last, Thomas is asking, Zane Cordy at full forward. Thomas. We would have to have a lot of injuries to the rest of the talls for Zane to be considered there. I think so far we've got Jack Hayes, we've got Sharman, we've got Membry, we've got options that can go deep. I don't think Zane Cordy's the first player that pops into my head when I think, shit, we need to put someone into the goal square. He's definitely got to be starting in the back line. I don't even know if he's starting in my starting lineup for round 1 just yet. We'll have to look at what I pick, but if I did pick him, to play on the field, it would not be in the forward line straight away. It'd be back line, and worst case, then forward line. So, interesting thought, mate, but I'd stick to Cooper Sharman in the full forward line. Anyway, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. A quick update on the subscriber count. We are only, I think, 75 subs away from the magical 5,000. Today's only the 12th, so we've got plenty of time. If we can hit 5,000 before 2023, I'm giving away a free St Kilda membership to one of you. One of my subscribers will win a free St Kilda membership, assuming you don't already have one. And then I have collected a couple of prizes as well down the track. Signed Nick Dalsano framed picture, whatever you want to call it, and a signed Nick Rewalt one as well. Those are two that I'm going to be giving away on this channel over the next year, and especially if we can hit close to 6, 7, 8, 9, and the magical 10k subs, I will be getting some big prizes in, some signed Guernseys, all of that, and my subscribers, to say thank you, I'll be giving those away. So if you don't win the membership when I hit 5k, don't worry, you're still in the running for all future prizes. So as long as you're subscribed, you're a chance to win all of these amazing prizes. So hopefully you enjoyed that, Sainers. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your support and your comments and your engagement every single day. So really appreciate it. It's been another really big year for the channel and still plenty more to come. So thanks again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.